Hello, everyone, and welcome into Studio de Jeffrey and Studio de Holley. It's good to see you guys today for Bleav in the Dallas Cowboys. That's me, and that is former Cowboys wide receiver Jesse Holley.
Oh, Jesse Holley went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
And we are brought to you by our friends at Bet Online, who remains your number one source for all of your betting this season. Hopefully, you've been having some fun with the college hoops. They had all that covered at Bet Online. They got you covered for all other sports. Check out some NBA action. Good job, Mavericks. Don't worry about making the playoffs. Just keep losing, even though you have two of the best players in the sport. It's a lot of fun. But Bet Online, they got you covered for every single sport you could possibly dream of. And sports are a little more fun when you got a little skin in the game. Head to their website today or use your mobile device to sign up and receive your 50% welcome bonus on that first deposit. Use our promo code Bleav, BLEAV, to receive that bonus. BetOnline.ag, where the game starts. Promo code BLEAV, Bleav. Hi, Jesse.
I see you flexing your wealth a little bit right there. You know, your social economic hierarchy status with your Dallas upside down hat. Those hats are always sold out. Can't get them anywhere, but you somehow find a way to get one. And not just the corny colors, because they have the lime green that nobody really wants, or the forest green that nobody wants. You got the good white. You got a white and blue hat, the upside down Dallas hat. That shows your celebrity status, your economic status a little bit greater than mine, and all of us others who are watching who can't get our hands on hats like that.
I'll tell you what it actually shows. It actually shows my ability to make friends.
Oh.
The Nooch, the great Nooch, Ben DiNucci, quarterback of the Seattle Sea Dragons, is part owner of the company. His girlfriend was an all-conference volleyball player at James Madison, and she is on my Monday night volleyball team. So shout out to Bryn, who brought me 8 of them, and I picked the one I wanted and gave the rest to coworkers.
That's a nice hookup right there. That's a nice. You think the Nooch is making more money on the hats than he is playing football right now?
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah,
I bet.
Yeah.
I always wonder about that strategy where they have the drops and then they don't have any, and then they have the drops and they don't have any. Is that better or worse for your pockets? If they were just always available, would they just go in a hurry and then it's over? I don't know.
Well, I mean, the strategy behind business is supply and demand, right? What you don't want to do is oversupply, and then your demand goes down. Now you're stuck with a bunch of hats that you can't offload. So it's much better to have the waiting list than it is to have an inventory that's just sitting, especially you're not new era where you're shipping huge amount of product out. It's kind of a relatively small base when you think about the grand scheme of business. We're just talking about Dallas, right? Even though that sports is worldwide, but it's still just one team and not 32 teams.
Are you saying you want one?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, what color you want?
The same one that you have.
Okay, yep, I get you one.
All right.
I think I can make that happen, unless they have 0 at the house, but I don't think they have 0 at the house. I bet they got a couple.
Yeah.
This is Bleav in the Dallas Cowboys, and Jesse, we hadn't chatted in a while because honestly, the season ended, and then there was work, and then there was stuff, and it's just Jesus, the schedule, and oh my God, what is happening? And that's on me because I have been busy.
Yeah.
But we're going to try. We've tried to snuggle in Thursdays at 11:30. We can record and then I can upload it and people can see it probably Thursdays around noon, and we can keep Bleav in Dallas Cowboys going. Plus it's draft season, and I haven't talked to you at all about Cowboys offseason or draft season. So I want to start with Cowboys offseason.
Mm-hmm.
Mission accomplished?
The Cowboys, yeah, you can't crap on ownership right now and front office ship right now. That's They did a lot of signing their own, which they normally do. And I think the two biggest, the offseason signings of Stephon Gilmore and Brandon Cooks, maybe you agree, maybe you don't agree. It's good value, right? It's good value. It's relatively low cost with the potential to have a very high reward, right? Brandon Cooks has been 6 1,000-yard seasons for 3 different teams. You know what I'm saying? In his 8-year career, I think it was 8 years, 7, 8 years, he's had 6 1,000-yard receivers, and he's played for 4 different franchises. So, and he's played with some really good quarterbacks, and he's played with some not so many good quarterbacks. And of course, Stephon Gilmore. Now, we wanted Stephon Gilmore 3 years ago. but I guess like in the words of Drake, like better late than never. But the late is probably better. Never late is better. But we got him. We got Stephon Gilmore. So that gives us, if healthy, that gives us Stephon Diggs. Excuse me. It gives us Trayvon Diggs. That's his brother. Trayvon Diggs, Stephon Gilmore. You get Jordan Lewis come back. You had Bland, who really stepped up and played well this year. We don't have to rely anymore, unless there's a huge rash of injuries, on Bossman Fat. We don't have to worry about that anymore. And guys like Israel Mukwamu and other guys can continue to develop their skills. And it's easier for a guy to develop skills at our leisure, right, the team's leisure, than to develop skills to be forced into action because you don't have anybody there. So I think the Cowboys front office did a very good job this offseason with signing their own and then getting good quality players, good value for the player that they signed in Gilmore and Cooks. That's Brooks, Brandon and Cooks combined. Brooks.
Yeah, just slap it all together. No, I think like those are worst case scenario. I mean, assuming reasonable health. Worst case scenario, you have a solid starting corner and a solid starting receiver. Best case scenario, you still have a Pro Bowl corner and a 1,000-yard receiver. Like, you can't go wrong with that. You had the money to take on their salaries, rock and roll. Let's go. And I think my idea of an offseason is just the goal is get ready to draft and not be forced to draft anything. Like, you don't go into the first round and be like, well, we forgot to get that position, and so we're going to pick our 40th best player because he's the best guy at that position.
Yeah.
And I think they're mostly ready to do that. The one thing that I kind of have questions about is hearing Jerry and then McCarthy talk about the offensive line, where it sounds like maybe Terence Steele's about to be trying to play guard and Tyron Smith might be your right tackle. And so I wonder if they don't need another real life starting offensive lineman. But outside of that, I feel like they're pretty much ready to draft. Does the offensive line, do you have any takes or any confusion on what in the world is going to happen there based on quotes of the last 3 days?
Yeah, it's just when things are going in the right direction for the Cowboys.
Jerry talks.
They got to crash the car. Like, you're going smooth, bro. Like, you're going smooth. Like, everything that you've done this offseason has been in I'm not saying championship. I'm saying you're on the lane to put your team in a position. But then you always have to just do this weird weaving out of the cruise control lane into 4-lane traffic and then go, yeah, we're going to move Terence Steele to guard. Wait, what? Whoa. And then Tyron Smith might go back to left tackle. Wait, stop. Like, just stop sabotaging yourself. Don't sabotage yourself. Leave Terence Steele, to me, at right tackle. It looks like he's headed back. Leave Tyler Smith at left tackle and figure the rest out. Figure out the Bijan situation. Figure out that left guard situation. Draft. Find some more guys to bring in during training camp. But when you start doing this whole shuffle thing around and guys are not playing, I don't know the love and infatuation that they still have with Tyron Smith. I guess the hope is that he's going to stay healthy. Hadn't done it in 6 seasons. But, hey, what the hell? Another year older, another season under his belt. Maybe this might be the year he stays healthy. I doubt it, but just leave Tyler there. Leave Terrence over there, and then figure out I understand what they're trying to do, right? For this offense to be successful with this quarterback, you need to shore up the middle of that offensive line. And when Dak Prescott is at his best, he's able to step up in the pocket. He's able to deliver the ball down the football field, whether that's short, intermediate, or deep. But you need to have a solid interior. You need to have some sort of guard center combination where they're able to sustain blocks a little bit longer up the middle and not be in the quarterback's lap majority of the football game. I understand it. I understand the attempt to secure that. I don't agree with the methodology of the way they're doing it or trying to do it or proposing to do it.
Yeah, I would actually put Tyron Smith back at left tackle, Tyler Smith at guard, with the understanding that if Tyron gets hurt, you're going back out there. And then I just need to make sure I have a backup guard and a backup tackle ready. And if life is perfect, then we're rocking and rolling with our best 5 on the field. And if life is not perfect, then we'll be ready. I don't think Chuma Edoga is an answer. And I bet in the first 2 or 3 rounds, we're going to hear an offensive lineman's name called. And I bet it's probably a guard. But at least the way my brain works for the Cowboys, I'm not forced to do anything. The way that they're making it sound like their brain works, I guess they aren't either if they're thinking Terence Steele's their left guard and Tyron is their right tackle. I'm just like, you are doing a whole lot. And you could just do what they've done their whole careers and what Tyler Smith has done in his young career and go play football. But well, hey, your guy, Freaky Mike, he's my guy too, but you have a nickname for him. Your guy, Freaky Mike, the one thing I do like is that whatever they're doing, it's his. Like he's owning these. This is him. We're done with all that. There's people here that I didn't invite to my party and that they made me have at the party. It'll be Mike. And that's what I want in the head coach is you do it. And that way I know if I need to fire you. You do it.
No, I'm right there with you. And I think this is, I mean, honestly, this is the end all be all for Mike, right? It's like either you have success now or your address will change. That's just what it is. Like that's, and I mean like real success, like an NFC East Championship appearance. Like,
well, and I think he went in and told them that, where it's like, look, I know my butt's on the line all the time, and I really don't want my butt to be on the line with someone else doing crap. Like, let me have it, give it to me, and put it on the line, and let me actually do my thing. Get Kellen out of here, I'll do it, and we'll party. Before I get to my mock draft roundup, 2 other things with how the Cowboy roster sits right now. Tight end group without Dalton Schultz. Are you happy and comfortable with that, or do you want to add to that? And then the idea of running back in the first round. How do you feel?
I have been on record for about a month and a half now. My 2 biggest, I thought, for the Cowboys to really find themselves in a position to be serious contenders, I called it a flexi sexy. This offense, this quarterback needs a flexi sexy tight end. It does. It's for as much as it wants to throw the intermediate foot passes, and Dak loves a good tight end. He wants to get the ball to the tight end. Get him a flexi sexy. Go get him someone like I'm not saying like Travis Kelce is a unicorn, right? George Kittle is a unicorn. I'm not saying go get those guys, but go get somebody who can really, like, on a consistent basis make plays for you. Like, catch if you're gonna run the wide hooks all day, cool, that's fine. But get somebody who got a little wiggle to them, that 8-yard wide stick or that wide hook turns into a 30-yard gain on a consistent basis, or who becomes a real threat in the offense. So I am all for a flexi sexy. I think that should be the route that they go. And I get the infatuation with Bijan, right? If Bijan's there at 26, I get it really good. And I'm biased. You know who his running back coach is? One of my best friends.
Tashard
Choice, as well as Jahmyr Gibbs at Alabama. He stole him away from Alabama and had him at Georgia Tech before he left and went to go to Texas. So the two of the top, probably 4 or 5 running backs in the NFL draft this year come from
it's two of two.
Okay, yeah,
it's 2 of 2.
Those 2 guys come from. I consider him one of my brothers from his tutelage, his teaching. But I look at the way the league is going, and I'm surprised at you. I really am, because you are and have been captain of the we don't need running backs in the National Football League very high, and a lot of you guys are turning. Bijan has turned. A lot of you guys have turned, and Bijan has made you guys say, well, let's go get a running back in the first round. And I know 26 is like the second round. I just think that pick, the Cowboys did us a great job on value. There's so many running backs in this league that can give you some of what Bijan gives you, a multitude of what Bijan gives you. You don't have to get, like, you can go get something else at that pick and still have quality running backs in the National Football League. This team doesn't need a Bijan Robinson. It can use a Bijan Robinson. It doesn't need a Bijan Robinson. It needs a tight end. It needs another defensive interior lineman. It needs, I think, I would like another veteran linebacker, but it needs some offensive linemen. Those things this team needs. Bijan would be a luxury, not necessarily a need for this football team.
Oh yeah, Bijan is a really fun debate for me versus me.
Yeah,
I really like fighting myself on it. Because I guess for me, it kind of comes down to picking a running back at number 4 overall will always be stupid. Picking a guy that 5 years ago would have gone number 2 overall when you pick 26th, I'm like, how far do we let them drop before we're like, hey, he's a really effing good running back, I'll pick him. And if your alternative is, what do you guys think? The best running back prospect I've seen in 11 years or the 8th defensive end off the board? Like, I think the debate then at least becomes worth having. I think if Bijan ended up being the Cowboys pick, if he made it to 26 and he was a Cowboys pick, I would go, probably don't love the value. Probably would have gone with a different position. Also, man, this is fun. He's really good.
I think if Bijan falls to 26, I think the Cowboys should pick up the telephone and trade back. Trade like out of the first round.
Oh, Captain Trade Down loves to trade.
Like, and go pick up some more picks. Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody's coming up for Bijan, but if you're just talking about bailing in general,
I mean, if there's somebody who looks at it and says, like, man, we really want this kid and whatever, then okay, go get you some more picks for the draft instead of just now business wise. Yes, Bijan would be great for Cowboy business.
Oh, that's why if he's available, he's getting picked by the Cowboys.
It would be phenomenal for Cowboys jersey sales. Everything business wise, it would be great.
That'll be the first Jerry pick in forever. Jerry will go Bijan.
Yeah, I mean the things that you could do with a running back who went to Texas and now playing for Texas's team and essentially America's team, the marketing dollars in that would be, I mean, for Bijan would be crazy. For the Cowboys, it would be crazy. And you would get that contingency of Longhorn fans as well buying jerseys because of Bijan, and it would be great for business. I don't necessarily think it would be great for decision making. I think you can just get better. I think you can just get more at that position instead of settling for a running back, which I think Kamadama doesn't.
That is the hard part. Is I think I can get 85 to 90% of him somewhere else, and that's harder to do at other positions. And so I get it. I love Jahmyr Gibbs too. Oh, and the other thing, here's one of the reasons that I kind of don't want Bijan Robinson, and it is not his fault. I think if you have a $10 million running back in Tony Pollard, you're going to use him. And I think if you have a first-round pick in Bijan Robinson, you're going to use him. And I'm going to be sitting here going, why the hell are you running the ball so effing much? Why are you wasting your time?
And the crazy part about it, what's really going to frustrate the hell out of you is we're going to look up and go, Bijan is a better running back all around, blocking, passing, catching, all around. We're going to say that, and then we're going to say, we have a $10 million running back that's just sitting on the sideline. And then we're going, like you said, we're going to get so upset because there's going to be a contingent of fans that are saying that can look at the game and go, Bijan's better. And every shape, imagine and form, Bijan's better. And the other half's going to go, but we gave $10 million, which would be probably like third highest among average salaries in base salaries in 1 year across the National Football League. And they're saying, we got to split carries with a $10 million dude and a running back who we already know is better than the guy we gave $10 million to.
That's because the NFL's order of operations sucks. You had to franchise tag the guy before the draft, so you don't know if you're going to get that first-round running back. I don't want them to get a first-round running back, but I do think that Bijan Robinson is incredible, and that is about that. So I'm going to give you 5 mock drafts, and I'll give you a thumbnail on the player that they pick here. I have 5 mock drafts: Mike Tannenbaum, ESPN, Danny Kelly from The Ringer, Jordan Reed from ESPN, Cynthia Freeland from the NFL, and Bucky Brooks from the NFL.
Tar Heel.
We'll go with Tar Heel first. Bucky Brooks has Brian Breesy, defensive tackle, Clemson. And so I think most of these are going to fit at least your general idea where it's like, ooh, I want help in the middle. Ooh, I want help here. Ooh, they could use some help here. Brian Breesy is a defensive tackle at Clemson that on tape this year, I don't think is worth a first-round pick at all. Right. But he's also a redshirt sophomore who a year ago people thought would be like a top 10 guy. And then he dealt with injury, and then he lost his sister this year, and then he had some other stuff going on. Like, he had a lot going on. And so I could see him being picked in that range, and at least it is a spot that I think Cowboy fans would like to see them strengthen. He's just a tough one because his most recent football tape, I don't think is worth being picked in the first round. He does have tape that exists that should put him in the first round when he's 19 and 20 years old. But defensive tackle, I think you're okay with that, at least in theory.
For me, no, I am of the mindset when it comes to my defensive guys. I want guys who are already in the league.
Oh, you want your big bodies to just be vets? They brought Jonathan Hankins back. Sweet. I do want one more.
I'll never be a GM, but if the day ever comes that I am, my defense will consist of sprinkled in very, very few rookies. I want veterans. I want guys who've been in the league 3 or 4 years. I want guys who understand the game. I want guys who know what it is to be a professional, who you can load up with information and they not be confused and their play not be slowed because of it. That's what I want, especially for a ready now team. Like the Cowboys team is a ready now team. So the more rookies you add to it, the more you have to still work through the rookie progress. That's why I said defensively, give me veterans. I wouldn't, unless I had a surefire Aaron Donald, Micah Parsons type deal in the top. Then I'm off of defensive guys, especially guys like that up front, like defensive linemen in the first round. That's just
I already know which one you're gonna like the best. Then Cynthia Freeland goes with Bijan Robinson. We've already done that, so we'll move past it. Jordan Reed goes with Kalijah Cansey, defensive tackle at Pitt. Tell me if you've heard this before. He's a defensive tackle at Pitt.
He looks like a miniature Aaron Donald. I've heard it. Yeah.
He's undersized.
No.
He's an incredible athlete. He's super strong. Got great production.
Every time guys go chasing that waterfall of he used to be like so-and-so, you fail. You fail because he never going to live up to the guys, gals, people of the universe.
I love Kalijah Cansey.
You guys, Aaron Donald is generational. Guys like Aaron Donald don't come around like that.
They only come from Pitt when they're undersized D-tackle.
Maybe the next one that's undersized at Pitt you take. I'm just telling you guys, this never works out. It never works. And it sucks for that kid because the comparison for him will always be arguably the greatest interior defensive lineman in NFL history, right? Like Aaron Donald will probably leave this game as arguably the best interior defensive lineman in NFL history. And if you don't get to that, if you don't get defensive player of the year, if you don't get double digit sack seasons, you're going to be like, well, you weren't Aaron Donald. No is Sherlock. Not many are. There's been hundreds of players who've come through this league undersized, oversized, had the numbers, didn't have the numbers, flexibility, non-flexibility, strong, athletic. It ain't Aaron Donald. So if you start chasing that waterfall of the next Aaron Donald, you're going to find yourself like that dude sat in that TLC video when he got the results back from what he just transacted.
What? Yeah. What? Yeah. So Kalijah Cansey, I think, would be the lightest defensive tackle in the NFL. He's 6 foot, maybe 6'1", and I think he might have the shortest arms, give or take, in the NFL for a defensive tackle. And I love him. I don't think he makes it to 26, but if he does, I'd be okay with it. But people don't want to take first-round picks that don't check their boxes, and he has boxes he does not check. And I think the Cowboys might look at it and be like, undersized, not long-armed. I don't give a crap how good an athlete he is or how much production he had in college. He's missing some boxes. It's my first-round pick. I want to check all the boxes. Next name, Dalton Kincaid, tight end, Utah, from Danny Kelly at the Ringer. Dalton Kincaid blocks like me and you. But Dalton Kincaid at Utah, they split him out, and he is a hellified route runner, go-getter, snatch the ball. He's a really good player. He ain't an NFL blocker.
I don't care.
Really? I thought you were gonna like the next guy, because the next guy is Michael Mayer at Notre Dame, the tight end, and he's the Witten type. He is in line, blocks his ass off, runs the Y option.
He's stiff. He's bulky. He's big. He's Gronk-esque again. But Give me the flexi sexy.
You want juice?
This is where we're at, bro. Like, this is where we're at. If we're going to get Dak to 5,500 yards and 45 touchdowns, give me the flexi sexy. I don't care about blocking, okay? Don't care. I do not care about tight ends and interior blocking. Bring in another tackle. Don't care. I don't care.
Well, that's Darnell Washington. That's my tight end. Darnell Washington's the extra tackle who's also a stud athlete that catches the ball.
Get this guy. If you're going to run the West Coast offense, the true West Coast offense, quick, bang, 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 strike offense, give me the flexi sexy and let's freaking party. Give me Cooks, give me Lamb, give me Tony Pollard, give me Hendershot, Ferguson, whatever one you other one, and give me the other flexi sexy guy and give me a healthy Dak Prescott. And as you would say, pat that B 2 times and let that thing go. Let's
TB2.
Yeah, I don't care about blocking. That is dinosaur football. That is dinosaur football. Let's spread this thing wide and get to work.
That's all I got today, Jesse.
Yeah, give me the flexi sexy. I want the flexi sexy. This is a passing league. If you want your quarterback to be worth $60 million or whatever he's making this year, $50 million, then let him throw that thing to a flexi sexy. Let him throw that thing to Brandon Cooks. Let him throw that thing to CeeDee Lamb. Let him go have 5,500 yards. Let's go have 3,000-yard receivers. Go get 45 tutties, and let's see where we're at the end of the day. Let's run this thing up and get up on football teams, and then let Michael Parsons do what he does on defensively. Like, let's go. Let's go. I don't care about blocking. Blocking is overrated from tight end. Those days are done, bro. Those days are done. Spread that thing, pat that B 2 times, and let's ride. That's where I'm at. That's where Jay Holley is at right there. I don't care about blocking from my tight end. You want somebody to block, give them a 70 number, give them a 60 number. Let those fat boys block. Give me the flexi sexy, put them in one of those sweet numbers, and let them ride.
Put him in number 0. That's allowed now, I think, for tight ends. I don't know. That's an ender. I have nothing better than that, and I never will. So that's Jesse Holley. I'm Jeff Cavanaugh. This is Bleav in the Dallas Cowboys, presented by Bet Online. And remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everyone. We love you. Bye.
Eliminate the contingencies. Get me a flexi sexy.